Welcome to our channel. Spirit Flame. Let's begin. 1. Anosmia, loss of smell, is a manifestation. The most ordinarily detailed side effects of COVID-19 incorporate fever, hack and windedness. Be that as it may, as the illness has spread all throughout the planet, medical care suppliers have seen a couple of strange manifestations, including loss of smell, anosmia, and diminished feeling of taste, ageusia. In South Korea, 30% of individuals who tried positive for the infection said that deficiency of smell was their first significant side effect. In Germany, more than 2 out of 3 affirmed cases included loss of smell and taste. Specialists suggest that any individual who encounters an unexpected loss of smell or taste hole up and contact their medical services supplier. 2. COVID can make babies truly sick. Contrasted with grown-ups, kids show up considerably less liable to become ill in the event that they contract the novel COVID. Notwithstanding, the extremely youthful, under 1 year, have all the earmarks of being more powerless against genuine ailment than more seasoned kids. From the records of 2,143 Chinese youngsters, almost 11% of debilitated babies were genuinely or basically poorly, contrasted with 7% of kids ages 1 to 5 years, 4% of kids ages 6 to 15 and 3% of teens matured 16 and more seasoned. In the United States, from February 12 to April 2, under 2% of cases were in youngsters more youthful than 18 years. Of these pediatric cases, 15% were in youngsters under a year. A multi-system provocative condition, MIS, is influencing a few kids positive for current or late SARS-CoV-2 contamination. MIS is uncommon yet intense. MIS is portrayed by gastrointestinal indications and cardiovascular or other framework irritation. The condition is like Kawasaki sickness, an ailment that could prompt broadened coronary courses or even coronary vein aneurysms. Contact your PCP immediately if your kid has fever, stomach torment, regurgitating, loose bowels, neck torment, rash, rag-looking eyes, or potentially is considerably more drained than expected. Not all kids will encounter every single MIS indication. 3. The COVID-19 infection can live on surfaces for quite a long time. Coronavirus is spread fundamentally through respiratory beads. At the point when a tainted individual sniffles or hacks, the infection can go starting with one individual then on to the next, either straightforwardly, which is the reason the CDC suggests keeping up with no less than a 6-foot distance from others, or by means of a middle-of-the-road surface. The infection can likewise spread through the air, however this is more probable in swarmed, indoor regions with helpless ventilation than in regions with a lot of open air and less individuals. Specialists have tracked down that the infection can satisfy 24 hours on cardboard and 2 to 3 days on plastic and hardened steel. The CDC reports that the infection was distinguished on surfaces of the Diamond Princess voyage transport as long as 17 days after travelers landed. Be that as it may, just bits of the infection were noticeable, not infections fit for tainting an individual. 4. Individuals who don't have side effects can spread the infection. 33% of 565 Japanese residents who were emptied from Wuhan, China in February that tried positive for COVID contamination never created COVID-19 side effects, and an examination out of China reports the greater part of tainted kids had no indications or just gentle manifestations. The CDC appraises up to 40% of tainted people don't encounter indications. That is uplifting news for the influenced people, however terrible news for general well-being since individuals who are tainted yet don't have indications can unexpectedly spread the infection to other people. This is the reason infection inoculation is so significant. General well-being authorities are asking all individuals as far as possible friendly contact to forestall the spread of infection. Wearing a fabric facial covering when you go to a public indoor spot secures others since you could be contaminated and not know it. Wearing a cover diminishes the danger of unwittingly spreading the infection to others in the space around you. 5. Individuals with type A blood might be more defenseless to disease. A Chinese investigation of 2,173 people who were hospitalized with COVID-19 tracked down that the extent of wiped-out individuals with type A blood was essentially more prominent than analysts would expect dependent on the level of individuals with type A blood in everyone. The investigation likewise discovered that there were less debilitated individuals with type O blood than would be normal. Genomic investigations of patients from Italy and Spain have upheld these discoveries, showing a higher danger of creating COVID-19 respiratory disappointment in patients with type A blood. 6. You may as of now have been contaminated. Certain individuals, about 20% of contaminated people, never foster side effects. Also, certain individuals who had what they thought was a terrible virus or seasonal influenza might have really had COVID-19. Researchers created tests that can recognize SARS-CoV-2 antibodies in the blood, which is proof of past disease with the infection. Such tests might assist us with at last understanding the genuine degree of this pandemic. Contact your PCP or General Wellbeing Office about counteracting agent testing on the off chance that you think you have the contamination. The CDC suggests infection testing for dynamic disease for any individual who might have been presented to an affirmed instance of COVID-19, regardless of whether there are no indications. 7. Certain individuals with COVID-19 have stomach-related manifestations. Hack, fever and windedness are the most widely recognized side effects of novel COVID contamination, yet many individuals additionally experience stomach-related manifestations, including absence of craving, looseness of the bowels, spewing and stomach torment. As per study distributed in the American Journal of Gastroenterology, 48.5% of 204 individuals conceded to the medical clinic with COVID-19 had stomach-related indications. A little rate, 7 individuals, just had stomach-related side effects. These people didn't have a hack, fever or windedness. 8. Reinfection might be conceivable. In the event that an individual gets COVID-19, would they say they are safe to future contamination from SARS-CoV-2? Also, how long will insusceptibility endure? 10 to 30% of our normal colds are brought about by 4 distinct COVIDs, and we as a whole realize that having a virus doesn't hold you back from getting another bug. Across a few nations, specialists have affirmed not exactly 100 instances of SARS-CoV-2 reinfection. The danger of reinfection with SARS-CoV-2 fluctuates from one individual to another and furthermore relies upon the particular strain or variation of SARS-CoV-2 the individual is presented to. By and large, normal resistance and assurance from reinfection is thought to last 6 to a year, however certain individuals were reinfected prior. 9. The FDA has supported the first designated COVID-19 treatment. A COVID-explicit medication, bamlanivimab, has crisis use approval, EUA. It is for individuals with gentle to direct COVID-19 at high danger for creating serious sickness. In clinical preliminaries, the medication a monoclonal immune response that objectives the SARS-CoV-2 spike protein diminishes trauma center visits and hospitalizations. The US FDA, Food and Drug Administration, likewise approved the neutralizer mixed drink previous President Trump got when he created COVID-19 in October 2020. Remdesivir, Veklury, is an antiviral medication endorsed by the FDA to treat COVID-19, yet it is saved for hospitalized patients. It has been displayed to further develop side effects and abbreviate recuperation time sometimes. More medicines are in clinical preliminaries. 10. Inoculation is extremely successful in forestalling serious COVID-19. There are 3 new antibodies that give invulnerability to COVID-19. Each of the 3 immunizations are about 90% compelling in forestalling serious COVID-19 caused by the Delta variation, the overwhelming circling strain. The antibodies were 100% compelling against serious illness brought about by the first infection. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more facts and history.